Disney.exe runs. Hacked. Right there.
Everybody, I'm Emma, the Bookish Princess. This is my brother Athos. If you're new to the Bookish Kingdom, welcome. We're so glad you found your way here. Today we're going to talk Walt Disney World hacks. These are the best of the best. Our 15 best, and there might even be some extras that we slip in there.
Tips and tricks.
Oh my gosh. The sun is going to be a challenge. We just turned yellow, and now it's going. Ready? Look at that. It's gone.
That's showbiz, folks.
That's YouTube, folks. So this list is going to be a mix of hacks for beginners and hacks for experts.
There you go.
So lots of little random things that we've discovered here and there that I feel like have really made a difference on our Disney trips. I thought I would mention real quick, I am planning to upload this as a podcast episode on my podcast, Disney World A to Z. You can find it on iTunes and Google Play. So
this
if
is
you
H for hacks.
H for hacks. I update. Oh my gosh, the light again. We're just not going to worry about it. We're just going to go work through it. If you prefer to listen in your car or something like that, you can go over, check out the episode on Disney World A to Z. I thought we'd do this one as a dual one because it's interesting to both. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to Bookish Princess, you should definitely hit that button.
Smash that subscribe
button. Smash that like button.
Bam.
You can also check out all my past videos because I have lots of playlists of Disney hotel tours, other Disney tips, lots of fun stuff. So you should definitely check it out.
Disney's pretty great, right? Well, here's how you figure it out. So there's a few categories of hacks, right? We've got meal-related hacks.
Food.
And then there's...
Very important. Park tips.
Park tips, that works.
So how to get the most of your time in the parks. Right? And then hotel tips.
Well, bam.
Room tips.
All three.
So, which one should we start with?
Let's start with the...
Should we start with the
Let's start with the hotel tips.
Because
that way it's like, oh, you arrive at the hotel before you go to the park. We'll work it all out.
I feel like the number one tip should be familiarize yourself with the My Disney Experience app.
MDE.
MDE, because in fact, all the things we were talking about, food, parks, hotel, are on the app. So if you're new, to planning a Walt Disney World vacation, you really need to get to know the app, know your way around it, because you're going to need to use it before your trip to plan it and book things, but then also during your trip to change things on the go or to check the status of various things. So I would say that's number one.
Super convenient.
Learn the app, download the app. There's a lot of ins and outs because especially like FastPass Plus, that's a really important system to understand how to use. MDE.
Technology's
My
crazy.
Disney Experience.
Whoa.
Technology. The Magic Band, that's also a part of
right
this. The Magic Band is like your room key. You can get into your hotel room, but then you can also, access your fast passes on that.
It tells you when your room's ready, right? Isn't that what we were going to say? Isn't that a hack?
You just spoiled it.
Sorry, everyone. That was the hack.
No, tell them about it.
Video's over. Pack it up. Go home. You'll check in or whatever, but your room isn't usually ready immediately, you know? So, like, what are you going to do? Kick around the lobby for an hour? Well, maybe. But with the MDE, you can check the status of your room whenever you want, so you don't even have to wait for their little text message, which who knows could arrive like an hour late.
It doesn't
You never know.
You
could find out immediately, and then you could just go there. You don't even need to talk to the person who texts you. Exactly. You just go right in, and it tells you the number too, right?
So when your room isn't ready, it'll just say room not ready. But as soon as your room becomes ready, it will show you your room number in your My Disney Experience app. You just have to like go to your reservation and look at it. They're supposed to send you a text message when your room is ready. Oftentimes the text message doesn't arrive, or it arrives like hours later. So it's so handy to just know that when you arrive, if you check in early in the morning, technically check-in time is like 4, although your room could be ready before that. Another bonus hack if you are hoping to get a room earlier in the day, like if you're arriving early in the morning, is to arrive as early as you can. Because if you're checking in, you're at the front desk at like 7 or 8 a.m., if they had any empty rooms from the night before, they'll give them to you because you're the one who's there. Of course, if they didn't have any empty rooms the night before, then you're kind of stuck. You're just going to be hanging out in the lobby or whatever.
But it could be worth it.
But and then also good to know is don't wait for the room text. Just keep on checking your app.
Request a corner room. Those are bigger and more fun to stay in. Everyone knows that. So
although,
ask for one.
Where do you ask for it?
Beach club. Yacht club?
No.
Why not?
See, my mom and I plan the trips. Athos.
I just along for the ride.
You asked for them. You should know this. At moderate
Oh, sure,
resorts.
at the front desk.
You asked at moderate resorts, like not the beach club or the yacht club, like Coronado Springs, Caribbean Beach. The way those rooms are set up.
Century?
Pop Century.
That's not a moderate though, is it?
I think they're at values too.
You can still pull
because
that off.
With the outdoor entry, usually you just have one window next to the door. But
I guess it's not bigger. You just get more windows.
You just get more window space,
which is fun.
But it just feels bigger. It's brighter.
Yeah, you got the sun.
And it doesn't cost anything. That's a big tip at Disney. Is it never hurts to ask.
Always ask.
If you want an upgrade, probably they'll say no, but it never hurts to ask.
Be like, hey. Got anything?
If you've watched the videos on my channel before, you'll know that my family loves to resort hop. And I feel like this is a good hack because it can kind of help your budget. The deluxe resorts at Disney, like Beach Club, Yacht Club, Grand Floridian Wilderness Lodge, are absolutely gorgeous. They're so beautiful. They're like mini theme parks in and of themselves. But they're obviously more expensive to stay there. So if you want to maximize your budget, you could stay 1 or 2 nights at a deluxe resort and then transfer, and then the rest of your trip spend at, say, a value or a moderate, which those are fun too. I like those as well. We did a video, our top 5 resorts.
There you go.
Not too long ago. So
I also feel like I mean, maybe this is just me, but I always feel like that makes the trip sort of feel longer when you split it up and jump between resorts.
Yeah, it feels like you restarted your trip. Like checking into a new resort is like the arrival day all over again. Yeah, we've stayed at like 3 or 4 or even 5 in one, week-long trip. So it does have its cons because then you have to pack everything up, move everything.
More running around. But
more running around and wait for the new room to be ready. It might not be ready right away, but it has both pros and cons. Our one last resort hack is
save the cost of a ticket and spend a day exploring the resorts. Why not? You're staying at this gorgeous, nice resort. Why should you waste the money you spent staying there at the, busy, hot, sweaty parks? Just hang out at the resort.
I mean, the parks are fun too, but
well, sure, but
you don't necessarily need to spend every single day running around the parks.
Exactly. There's a lot to do at the resort. You can have a perfectly fun day chilling out there. Tons of stuff to see.
You save the cost of a park day ticket. In fact, you could even spend the day hopping around to different resorts that you're not staying at.
That's true.
You could just visit them. Like the monorail line has the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary, and the Polynesian. So you could just go, walk around those resorts, maybe grab a cupcake from the counter service. The counter service meals, I feel like,
are often very nice.
Delicious. Or grab a Dole Whip. They sell Dole Whips at the Polynesian. You're welcome to visit all of the different resorts. Which I think is really nice. I guess should we go next into the parks?
Yeah. So, who doesn't love the parks? I know I threw them under the bus a few minutes ago, but at the same time, you gotta love the parks.
That's
they got
why
the rides, they got the animals. The Disney characters.
Oh, wait, I thought you were talking about the Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom?
Are you talking about Mickey and Minnie or elephants and giraffes?
Costumes, actually. The animals.
They're also princesses.
That's true.
We like to meet
all
them.
Sorts of wonderful characters.
So much to do at the parks.
You gotta love them. We were talking about the MDE earlier. Well, one of the most important parts of it for the park is obviously FP+. Fast Pass Plus. Get on the rides faster. Understand how it works.
It's very complicated.
Familiarize yourself with it. The most important part, we were saying, is you can book 3 at the beginning of the day.
Exactly. You can book 3 ahead of time.
Yes.
And how early you can book those depends on where you're staying. So if you're staying at a Disney resort, you have 60 days from the first day of your trip, which means that the last day of your trip, if you're staying for 7 days, you actually have 67 days, which means you're a little ahead of the curve because all the 60-day people, if you're not staying at the resorts, you have 30 days to book ahead of time. And you do have to have your park ticket connected to your My Disney Experience account in order to make those reservations. So yeah, you can make 3 a day. And it has to be all in one park, so you can't, unfortunately, make reservations in different parks. 3 in one park. Magic Kingdom is the easiest because you can just make whatever 3 you want. Unfortunately, the other parks are tiered because they don't have as many cool rides as the Magic Kingdom. So you have to strategize a little bit more because you do have to.
Because no one wants to ride It's a Bug's Life. What can I say?
It's a terrible day. It's tough to be a bug.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's terrible.
It actually is tough to be a bug. Come on.
You don't really need a fast pass for that, but you can book one. And that's obviously a lesser tier ride. So you get 2 for the lesser tiers and 1 for the high e-ticket tier. So like the rides in Pandora at the Animal Kingdom are super popular. I want to call it a AWA, but of course it's not called AWA.
River Voyage.
I knew that. River. Neither of us know it. Navi River Journey is fantastic, and then of course Flights of Passage is like the super, super popular one. But they're both high ticket. They're both that first tier. So you can only pre-book one in advance, and the other, maybe you'll be able to pick up a fast pass for it day of. So this is our next hack.
This is the actual hack.
So your instinct is probably to book all of your fast passes in advance, right? Book 3 per day, as many as you can use. But you might not think about picking up extra fast passes as you go along. After you use those first 3, you can book extras as you go.
There you go. So you're not actually limited to 3. Those are the first 3 you can make, but you can use more than 3 in one day.
Exactly. And as a matter of fact, people do like drop hot fast passes. Maybe they couldn't make it into the park or they changed their mind. You do sometimes find like a Flights of Passage fast pass day of. Like if you're just spinning. So on the app, when you bring it up, you can just say, check times. The slightly tricky thing with the tiered parks is that, so you have to let's say, book and use your Flight of Passage fast pass, and then you have to use or let expire the 2 lower tiers before you can pick up another top tier fast pass.
Yeah.
Like
so
Navi
you can't
River
just
Journey.
go and ride the
Flight of Passage and then book a Navi River Journey. It won't work like that.
Yeah, you have to use the other 2 as well.
Or
and
let
then
them
you
expire.
9:15.
No.
Tough to be a bug.
But you can't.
Then you're out.
You can't do that though, because when you pre-book, you can only book an hour.
Oh,
they have to have an hour
window.
Increment between them, right? You can't book a 9, a 9:15, and a 9:30. You have to book a 9, a 10, and an 11. Basically, don't be locked into, oh my gosh, I have to pre-book all my fast passes. Fast passes do show up the day of. Like maybe you didn't book anything for the Magic Kingdom, but you decide to go to the Magic Kingdom. Use your app. Hit refresh, and maybe you'll find a Big Thunder Mountain. And another good thing about picking up fast passes as you go is that you don't have to wait that hour. So let's say you went into the park, you didn't book any fast passes at all. Magic Kingdom's the easiest park to use as an example for this, because you don't have to worry about the tiers. But you come in, you use like a 9 a.m. fast pass for Big Thunder Mountain. After you've used that, you can book a 9:15 fast pass. Whereas if you'd pre-booked, early, you could only have booked a 9 a.m., a 10 a.m., and an 11 a.m. So, but if you're booking as you go, which you don't have as...
skip that hour
window.
Right,
you don't find as much, you might not find something, but then again, there are lots of people using that app, dropping fast passes, booking fast passes, so you might. But you're right, you don't need the hour window. You can book faster and use more fast passes more quickly. So freeform. Yeah, sometimes, it is your vacation. Yeah. Disney vacations require so much planning, and that can be part of the fun and anticipation, but it can also cause a lot of stress. So sometimes it can be good to just take it a little bit easy.
See what happens.
See, maybe book your highest priority things, but then for the rest of it, just kind of...
wing it.
Yeah, wing it.
There you go.
This next park tip ties in perfectly with this, because if you're using your app to refresh, you're using your phone, the battery's going to die really quickly. Bring a portable charger. One of the nice 100%. Little sticks.
Or have your sister bring it and steal it from her.
I was just going to say it's ironic that Athos is telling you to bring it, because I literally bring
just
2.
Always take it from
bring
someone
2.
else. That's what you need to do.
Because I know he's going to steal mine. And 2 little cords. So you can buy like
so don't bother bringing your own.
just have a sister who brings one. One nice thing at Disney is that they have those, I don't know what the brand is, but they basically have portable charger stick stations where you can, once you use up the stick, you can just exchange it in the machine.
And it instantly gives you a fully charged one.
Exactly, so you don't even have to plug it in at night to recharge it. Fun hack about
that. Fuel rod, that's what they're called.
Fuel rod, that's the name.
And there's stations of those certainly at the resorts and at the parks as well. So
yeah, but fun hack, if you buy that at like home at the airport, because they're not just at Disney, they're like everywhere, especially at airports. So if you buy one at the airport at home, I think it's like $10 or $15 cheaper, because you can buy them at those machines as well. And I think it's maybe $30.
It doesn't cost anything to exchange, right? Yeah.
That's correct.
So once you have it fully,
once you purchase it once,
you can then trade in for a fully charged one whenever you need it.
Yeah, so. No extra cost for trading. So
I don't know what Child's Walk.
You don't know Child's Walk.
Enlighten me. Enlighten us.
So if you have a child who's not going to be able to ride some of the rides because they're too short, so the roller coasters, what you can do is this process called child swap. So you go up to the person at the cast member at the front of the line, you bring your whole party and your small child who won't be riding, and you say, we'd like to do child swap. So they give you a little ticket, and then you go through the line with, or if you booked a fast pass, you go through the fast pass line. You can go with your party. So if you have other children who are tall enough, you can bring them with you. And you go through, you ride the ride. Get off the ride, and then the adult who stayed with the little one, they get to ride, but they actually get to bring, I think it's 2 or 3 people with them for the second re-ride, which is really nice. So if you have, again, like those slightly older kids, right, they don't have to sit out the second time. They get to ride twice.
So, PhotoPass is great. Ask Stacy, your in-room guide. She says it's a must-do to do the must-dos. Remember that. Have the PhotoPass guy use your camera. Then you don't need to pay for it. It's free. Professional quality shots for free. Well, not professional camera necessarily. Professional framing, theoretically, if they're as well trained as they'd like you to think.
They should be. This kind of goes back to the always never be afraid to ask, because cast members are so nice. They will try to accommodate you and your requests, and especially with the PhotoPass photographers, they will always take a shot or 2 with your camera. Now, obviously, if you want like the magic shots, those are kind of fun, where they like Photoshop things in that you won't get on your camera. But they will always take one with your device. And another hack is that when you're like meeting a character, I've done this all the time. There's always a handler there as what. There might not be a PhotoPass photographer, but there's always a handler. So the handler, you can ask them to like maybe hold your camera while it's filming, which like I always really like to have a video of my interaction with like Snow White. And my brothers don't always want to come with me to meet Snow White, so it's not like I can ask one of them to hold the camera, but the handler, or I probably could also ask the PhotoPass guy, but he's trying to take
pictures at the same time.
Candids.
But the handler is not doing anything.
They've always been so nice. You just give them the camera and then obviously say, oh, it's filming already. Like I usually hit film, so it's already all set. And then you get really, really fun videos. So you guys have enjoyed many of these cast member shot character interactions with the ghost gravediggers. The cast member was filming that too. So it's just so nice that there's, like, even if you're traveling alone, it makes you feel more festive and like you've got someone there who kind of can lend a hand or whatever.
Memory. So there you go. Filmed.
The parks are large.
You're
going to do a lot of walking.
Yeah, you're walking. So what are you going to do when you're walking? Your feet are going to hurt. How are you going to avoid that?
Find the pair of shoes that is comfortable for you.
Get some comfy shoes.
Yeah, I think you underestimate how much walking you'll do.
There's a heck of a lot.
When you like bring along a pedometer or something, it's like miles and miles.
Bazillion. You've been walking all over the place.
Like basically around the entire planet, basically.
Twice, probably. Exactly.
I mean, World Showcase, come on. And of course, other things like maybe you want to bring, what are those things, the cool scarves that you can put in the freezer, or like a fan. If you're going in January, sometimes it's bizarrely cold. We've been in the Magic Kingdom when they were like selling hot cocoa. You would never think to bring a coat, but if you're going in the winter, look at the weather forecast and plan ahead. And then just one last thing, you might not know that Disney does have first aid and baby care centers in the parks. So if you have a tiny baby, you know, they have like a really nice changing room. They have like a TV room with like toys and things for like, you know, toddlers. So that's nice. And then the baby centers are usually right next to the first aid centers. So if you did wear uncomfortable shoes and you got blisters, stop at the first aid center. They have giant band-aids. They'll give them to you for free. I'm sure there are other things that they can help you with. It's good to know, like, for like little things, if you need a band-aid or something like that, you can stop off at the first aid center.
There you go.
So you're doing so much walking, which is a good thing, because you're also going to be doing so much eating. So hopefully, fingers crossed, those cancel each other out, right?
Food tips.
Food tips.
Food hacks.
Food hacks.
Bam. You're going to a buffet meal. Delicious. Congratulations. You should go. So I would go like towards the end of breakfast, beginning of lunch. Because that way, you know, if you're right in that window, you'll get both meals. Because they'll take away the breakfast food. I mean, you got to get the breakfast food first, obviously, and I'm sure you will. But then they'll take it away and they'll bring in the lunch food. And you're allowed to go grab that lunch food too. Why not? Because, I mean, you paid for it. You paid to eat in
Crystal
that time
Palace
window.
Or
exactly.
at
So go ahead
Mickey's
and, you know, you can try both meals and you can decide which one is better. And both have, you know, pretty good stuff. Crystal Palace, if you're there, You'll have some very
Coulis
impressive
French toast. They also have
French
amazing desserts for lunch.
For lunch, you can get those
Which is
incredible
super
little
cool.
tarts, which are all themed on
Winnie the Pooh characters.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Order ahead at counter service. Save yourself some time. And I'm guessing that's on your phone too, right?
Yes.
Probably.
It is.
There you
Another
go.
thing on the MDE, not every counter service restaurant has this, but lots of them do. So you get to skip the entire line at the, pay turnstile, like Satuli Canteen. So amazing, so delicious. You can just order on your phone, and then you just go straight to the pickup window, grab your food, find a seat, and it's just really nice. So you skip part of that process. If you're waiting in a long line, in a long ride line, you don't have anything to do anyway, might as well.
Schedule lunch for after the ride. And bam, you're set.
There it is.
There you go. Didn't need to wait in the line. You're set. Food hack.
Why?
The sun is back.
The sun is back. We really enjoy the counter service restaurants. I feel like they have a ton of really good food. On many of our recent trips, we have eaten, I feel like, more at counter services than we do at table services. Because table service meals are expensive. They can be delicious. Like buffets can be delicious.
But oftentimes, the counter services are really good too.
And also, it's not so much of a time investment. Because with table service, you're going to have to sit down, wait for the waiter, wait for the bill. Like, it's just more of a time suck. Whereas counter service, you can be in and out pretty quickly. You can also be more flexible in your spending. You don't have to buy, a huge meal. You could just buy a side of fries, like if you're not super hungry, or a dessert or something. I do that all the time. You're on vacation. This is the time to eat a cupcake for lunch, if there ever was a time. This leads us to our next hack. The things on the menu are not necessarily as, what's the word I'm looking for?
Save yourself a few dollars. Order that grub dog without the chips.
There we go.
Boom.
That's what I'm saying. That is our next hack. You can actually order a lot of the menu items without a side, and it will be $2 or $3 cheaper.
Oftentimes, maybe you don't even want the side. Like, at the Sutuli Canteen, I'm not a huge fan of those chips, admittedly. But I do love the
grub dog.
The grub dog, which you might be familiar with as the...
Oh, Telu dog? It's called something else.
It sort of looks like one of those pretzel dogs,
yeah.
Except it's not pretzel batter. There's some sort of batter it's wrapped in.
It's really delicious.
It's really good.
It's called a Telu dog on the menu, and a Telu grub is in the Navi River Journey ride. That's why we call it a grub dog, because it's a Telu
A Telu
dog.
Is a grub, essentially.
If you didn't know,
it's
now you know.
Telu dog, grub dog.
There's another hack in here that we haven't even said yet, which is at counter service restaurants, if you see something on the kids menu that you really want and love, you can order it. You're very welcome to do that. They don't care. You can order something off the kids menu. If all you feel like is a small hamburger, you can just order that for yourself. I don't think you can really do that
at the table service.
At table service. One caveat to that is if you're on the dining plan and you have like credits, so you're not just paying out of your pocket. Credits are kind of assigned, so you probably want to get the most value out of your credit because you've basically prepaid for it, which means you don't want to order a cheap kids meal. You would want to order an expensive adult meal.
Get free tap water. You know, you're walking around for so long, you get hot, you get tired, you need some water. You can get it for free if you just ask for some tap water.
Yeah.
At a counter service, usually, just ask them for however many cups of tap water. They'll throw them at you. Well, bam, you're set.
You could say, I usually say no ice, because often they just like load the thing down with ice, and then you have like a tiny amount of water, and you're like, I wanted more water. Which you could then fill it up at a drinking fountain, and you have the ice to cool it down. Or you could just, in the first place, ask for no ice. I personally don't mind the taste difference or even necessarily notice a taste difference. It's just water. I'm hot. I'm dehydrated.
You need water.
I drink it.
You need water.
You know?
Exactly. So, those are our
15.
Disney hacks. A bunch of them. 15 maybe. Why not?
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your Disney hacks, your favorite Disney hacks, down in the comments because we'd love to hear them. Maybe we left some off. I'm sure we did leave a bunch off the list.
Yeah. You know,
Disney's a
discuss
complicated
in the comments.
place. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a magical day.
Magical day.
Bye.
Bye. Let's try again. Thank you guys so much for watching our wonderful program. You're a wonderful audience. Have a magical day.
Have a magical day.
Have a magical day.
Bye, guys.
Have a magical day. I'm trying to get the right inflection.
What is the right inflection?
The MDE does that thing.
It dances for you?
It lets you, doesn't it, you know.
Oh, if you prefer to listen in your car, It's still bright. Why is this happening?
Disney 1, 2, 3. Disney World's crazy, right?
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. So much to do, so much to figure out. What are you gonna do? You're gonna come to this video. Now you know.
They don't like.
I'm doing an ad for this. And you need your help?
Hey,
Emma's here to help.
Listen.
You just gotta click on that next video.
To me. They don't like it when we talk over each other.
What
they
don't
can't
they like?
understand.
What are you talking about?
Do that.
Understand what?
You see what happens?
It just means that you get to watch the video twice.
One time you
trying
listen to Emma,
to listen
the next
to the other person. Exactly.
I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. As the content creator myself,
like 10 minutes
I don't think
of
it's worth
bloopers.
it.
Aren't we? Oh no, we didn't do food. Don't worry, food is coming. This light is now permanently gone after I talked about it so much.
So, how are you gonna do it though? You're gonna use these great hacks. Click on the video ahead to learn them.
This is the video!
You should plan the time.
Why do I let him be in any of my videos? I literally don't know.
So, what are you gonna do when you're walking? Your feet are gonna hurt. How are you gonna avoid that? Shoals. Nothing makes my feet feel better than Dr. Scholl's gel inserts.
You literally never won Scholl's.
Love
Dr. Scholl's at Disney World.
Inserts.
What? Where'd you even come up with that?
I wish we were.
I wish we were sponsored by somebody. Anybody. Okay, now
Remember
we're
when
done.
they used to say that in the welcome show? They
Oh.
don't do that anymore.
R.I.P. Welcome
Press
show.
F in the chat for the welcome show. Have a magical day.
We'll do it today. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Have a magical day, everybody, here at the Bookish Kingdom.